here in the motherfucking Cayman Islands.
I thought you cut the video.
My boyfriend Daniel and his wife are here too. And guess what? I'm about to roll up on their ass and let them know that I'm out here in the Cayman Islands too, and that it's a family vacation. I be goddamn if Daniel, my married boyfriend, come to the Cayman Islands without me. Him and his wife and kids down there at the beach right now. I'm about to go down there and play with their ass. Hey, Daniel. Boom. You thought you was gonna go on vacation without me? Shit. I'm about to go down there and stun on his wife because I look better than that anyway. And I look better than them kids. And me and Daniel kids gonna be beautiful as and look better than his normal kids. Because side babies are always cuter than the regular babies.
What baby's cuter?
Side babies look better than regular kids.
Side babies always got some deformity though.
No, don't talk about my motherfucking future side babies. That's my future side baby.
I want this video.
Shit. I be goddamn.
I want this video. Who got the key?
Oh, they ready to go. I gotta go. So if I go to jail, y'all better cash at me.
Tell us the truth!
Gerald Levert was my first true love. It was at Casanova. He got me with that. Okay. I don't remember how Gerald and I met because we've been knowing each other since we was kids. Living in the same neighborhood, we went to the same high school. Did my parents like it when we got closer? Nope. My mom and dad were like, oh, you can't go out with a musician. You know, they just weren't into the music situation. And his family was all into music. But we remained friends and hung out for many, 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 many years. I say we got married as we got older because when we were younger, Gerald told me one thing. And he said, you can go out to Hollywood and you can pursue your career. But if you want to be with me, I'm going to let you know. There can only be one star in this family.
Now, that's what we were just talking about, how that woman who was saying she wanted to have a man who made more than her and she wanted to still be a boss chick and all of that. You can't have it, man. You can't have two bosses in the same household. You understand? That only works in the movies. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a chick who thinks she a boss in the household. The only way B and J worked because J came in and took over. He was an executive, had been an executive his entire life. You know, had managed his own multi-platinum, hundreds million records sold career and managed a couple of other artists for platinum and gold. You know, he managed the label. He had that footing, and then he went on to be the president of Def Jam. So he's managed careers, and so she had no need but to bow to his expertise. Also, he was a lot older man, and so, you know, he had that you my baby girl persona with her, so she couldn't do nothing with it. But outside of that, you just can't make it work if a woman thinks she's a boss chick and you got to compete with her. Now, I'll say this. You hear how she says over the years, we stayed close and we hung out a lot. That means that whenever he called, like Corinne Steffen said she would do this with Wayne. Whoever she was with, if Wayne called her, she was going. If Wayne was in town and called her and say, hey, I'm at the Waldorf, come on, she finna get up out the bed and go. That's how Kym Whitley was with Gerald Levert. No matter where he was, if she was in Atlanta and he was in San Francisco and he said, hey, catch a flight, I'll be here for a couple of days, come out here and hang out with me, it don't matter who she with, she finna bounce. So when a woman is pair bonded to a man, ain't nothing you could do about it. That's why y'all be getting in situations, man, where a woman be hooked on somebody else and y'all just come in and get with her anyway. You don't have a standard for yourself. It's not having a standard for the woman, it's having a standard for yourself and what you deserve. So when that woman is linked into a man like that, bro, ain't nothing you could do with her but play with her. You damn sure can't stay with her.
The reason Gerald Levert and I never got married is because he died. He died, and that's what he did. He left me here to fend for myself and deal with this life alone. But had Gerald lived, we definitely would have gotten married. Absolutely. Because we were friends. Like, we were friends, and we always talked about we're going to get married, and we set an age. I think our age was when we were 50. When we turned 50, I said, if you're not married, I'm not married. He was like, we're going to get married. Yep. We made a little solid bet on it, and we was like, boom.
Now, I want y'all to understand, man, what we just heard. We just heard a woman admit that she was absolutely caught up on a man. And now she was saying if we weren't single, nope. As long as Gerald Levert stayed single, she was going to stay single. If Gerald Levert would have got married, she would have known it was over for her. But as long as Gerald Levert stayed single, that woman right there didn't have no interest in marrying nobody else. But I guarantee you there were guys she was with in relationship. She might have been engaged before. You know what I'm saying? She might have been in serious committed relationships with guys, leading them on, selling them that dream, not telling them that they're a placeholder. You understand me? Not telling them that they're a placeholder. And this is what women don't understand, man. I think the problem is that the majority of women don't understand that you can be with a man, but you got to be okay with him having another woman too. Most of us, we don't want a bunch of women. We really just want 2 wives. The majority of men who don't just want to be with one woman only want 2 wives. We don't want to be players and just have a bunch of random women that we just have rotating in and out, taking a chance on getting whatever disease these boys carrying out here. We don't want that. We just want to, man, listen, when these guys out here, too many of them be with boys and girls. So a bunch of these girls is picking up stuff from these guys that you don't want and I don't want. Hell, they didn't want it, but that's what they're out here getting. So these guys out here, man, they are poisoning the pool of punani. You understand? And so you got to understand, man, that we don't want to be out there like that. We just want 2 wives, man. That's all. So let's look at this next chick, man. She's gonna speak on how she went to the Bible and said, I'm gonna prove these men wrong and show them that God does not condone polygamy. And let's see what she found out.
So I went through great lengths studying because I just knew that somewhere in scripture it had to say that a man could only have 1 wife. I couldn't find anything expressly saying that a man could only have 1 wife. I saw things that might imply, but then again, I also found the same thing for polygamy, things that would indicate and might imply that a man could have more than 1 wife. All right, I started looking for pro-poly arguments just to see if I could argue against them. And really, the really strong ones that I found, I could not argue against. And I listened to the reason why these women wanted another wife in their family. It was just very interesting and refreshing to see such a level of loyalty and sisterhood amongst women, which in our current modern society, we don't really have a lot of. I realized that in my own household, there was a lack. And so that's why I'm like, well, okay, I would like to have a woman around all the time. I would like to have a woman around the house who knows me. I would like somebody to share the cooking with, share the grocery shopping with, share the taking care of the children and all that kind of stuff. And just be really close with each other in a sister-like way. And so I saw the benefits of polygamy.
Sound to me, man, like she's saying she already married, man. She want a sister wife. So I think whatever number she registers on your particular beauty scale is irrelevant if she's already married and accepting the fact that she need to let another woman come in and help her take care of her children and her husband too. So I think, as we got to really look at this thing and say this, man. And I mean, who knows how she cleans up, bro? Let's be honest with you. When the last time we look out in the world, man, we just walking around, we see a woman in her completely natural essence. There's women all the time that we think look good who look like this or worse when they take all their makeup off. You know what I mean? So when I look at it, man, I say, when it boils down, I think every man really realizes that you are at some point going to need a second wife. And it may not be in the beginning. And it may not be something you just jump off and say, okay, well, I'm going to get 2 wives at the same time. But I think if you're going to take a wife, you need to have that thing open. You need to make sure that there's an understanding. Even if you got to put it in writing and have it notarized, there's an understanding that at some point you have the right to bring in another woman. You know what I mean? And of course, you're going to have to let her have some part in choosing the woman. It's got to be somebody she get along with. You're a fool if you want to bring 2 bras into your life and they don't even get along with each other. And I just want y'all to understand, man, like that's just what it's supposed to be, man. So, when she's saying poly, man, she's saying polygamy. Polygyny ain't in the Bible. So she's talking about polygamy. She's talking about a man having 2 wives. So that's really what it is, bro. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't even know where polygyny came from. Poly is polygamy. They just made up some shit. Let me tell you why they made it up. They made it up because modern women want to be able to have another man. But it don't work like that. She don't get to have that. She could just be a single broad out here, sleep with whoever she want to. She don't get to have no other man. She get to be with you. You get to have 2 wives. If she ain't with it, she ain't the woman for you. Like, we got to stop acting like we got to compromise things on our end to get the woman we want. No, when you got to compromise things on your end, that means you're trying to force a woman into a position she don't fit in. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do. You're not going to take Lamar Jackson and Steph Curry, man, and swap them on teams, right? You're not going to come out next year and the Baltimore Ravens got Steph Curry at quarterback and the Golden State Warriors got Lamar Jackson at point guard, are you? No, we're not going to do that because everyone has their position to play. And as men, we got to make sure that we understand our position is a position of control. Our position of domination. Our position, a position of telling everybody what they're going to do. We instruct, we guide, we make assignments, we enforce the rules. Like, we do all of these things. And if you can't do that in your very own household, don't you get out here in the world trying to act like you tough. If you can't control your household, you a sucker out here in the real world. You just overcompensating for the fact that you're a sucker at home. So let's keep it a buck.
A few moments later.
I see people saying she's a comedian and all of that. So I guess y'all ain't been out in the world and seen shit like this happen for real. I guess y'all ain't seen no side chick run up on a man. I guess y'all ain't seen no side dude, run up on a woman, run up on a family. It don't matter if it's a skit. It represents art. Art represents life. I don't understand when the hell we get so technical about everything. If I put a video and people jump in the comments about, man, it's a skit, I block their ass. What's the purpose in jumping in saying it's a skit? All skits imitate life. It doesn't work at a skit if it doesn't imitate life. You can't put a skit out that don't look like something that'll really happen. You just can't do it. Like, skits don't work if you don't do that. Just like pranks don't work. You can't do a prank on somebody if it ain't realistic. So what's the purpose in everybody always talking about it's a skit? It's this, it's that. Man, I'm OG, bro. Like, we don't just open our mouth to say shit that don't even matter and not important just to hear ourselves talk. If I say, man, this is a skit, and then I just put like 4 or 5 crying, laughing emojis behind it, I'd be like, man, that's how women text me. And one thing I was always taught as a boy, you don't do shit girls do. And so as a man, that means you don't do shit women do. So I don't text like a woman. How do you govern your life energy-wise? You protect the energy that you allow in it. Okay, well, this is my space. The alpha sphere is my space. So I got to protect the energy. There's no pun intended. It's not my space, but it's my space. So I got to protect the energy in it. So that's why I block those guys.